Around the time of the late 1800s, America fell into the Gilded Age. This was a time for fabulous wealth. The name for the era, Gilded Age, was created by the writers Mark Twain and Charles Warner. Gilded means to coat an item with a fine coat of gold. This era contained large monopolies and political machines taking advantage of poor and/or immigrants. A political machine was an organization that influences enough votes to control a local government. The political machines would help immigrants find a job, or if someone was sick and they could not work, the political machines would give the person's family food and money. They would give people turkeys and baskets of food on holidays, and they even paid for funerals. They did not just help the people out of goodwill. In exchange, they expected people to vote for their candidates in upcoming elections. This was one way they were able to control which candidates won in the city elections. After the political machines got one of their candidates elected, the candidate had to do what the machine bosses wanted him to do. Many city leaders used dishonest businesses to steal money from the city. One way they would steal money from the city would be paying the builder $10,000 for a job that was only worth $2,000. They used the city account to pay the builder. Then the officials and the builder would split the profits. This was one way they would steal money from the city. The most famous political machine was Tammany Hall. Tammany Hall was run by New York City Democrats. Tammany Hall's most famous leader was William Boss Tweed. Altogether, they stole up to $200 million from New York City. Most of the city leaders cared more about staying in power and not about helping the people. As a result, the city was dirty and unsafe and had poorly run police and fire departments. Eventually, people were tired of the dishonest city leaders, and people tried really hard to get rid of the political machines. As honest politicians began to run for office and win, people began to trust the government again. Because of these huge political machines, people called urban reformers. The social gospel movement provided one basis for these beliefs. The social gospel aimed to help the people in poverty. The social gospel was led by Protestant ministers. The ideas of social gospel were based on Christian values. The most important concerns were labor reforms such as child labor. In conclusion, the charitable and kind acts from the political machines and the actual kind acts from the social gospels marked the insane amount of poverty this era housed.